Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing really well out there today. So imagine this, right? You've got these pictures that you want to email to friends or family, but because of their massive file size, it's just not practical. So to get those file sizes down, you head to one of those image optimizer websites, upload your pictures, and problem solved, right? Well, not quite. Today, we're going to talk about why that convenient quick fix might actually be putting you or your family or your friends at risk. And I'll show you a much better solution, one that keeps you in complete control. And by the end of this, you'll have your own image optimization setup running in just a few minutes. So here's the thing about those drag, drop, done image optimizers. While most of them are probably legitimate, some services can actually pose security risks that people don't really think about. Now, look, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but cybercriminals have developed some pretty sophisticated techniques over the years. Let me walk you through a few of the methods that they're using. First, we've got Steganography, and this is essentially digital hide and seek. Attackers can hide malicious code directly inside image pixels. Your regular photo might secretly carry code that activates later when the image is processed or opened. Then we've got what are called polyglot files, and these are files that can be valid in multiple formats simultaneously. So an image file might also contain hidden scripts or data payloads that can bypass security measures. And then we've also got things like EXIF metadata manipulation. You know, all that camera info in your photos like location and date? Well, some malicious services can inject harmful code into this metadata where you'd never even think to look. Now, the concerning part is this, right? You upload your original image, it gets optimized, and what comes back looks identical, but could potentially contain hidden malware. When you use that image on your website or share it with others, that's when you, or the person you send your images to, might start having problems if that malicious code gets executed. So, what's the solution then? Well, let me introduce you to Mazanoke. It's a self-hosted image optimizer that gives you complete control over the entire process. Think of it this way. Instead of sending your images to someone else's server, you're doing all of the optimization right on your own machine, on your own network. Let's take a quick look at how this works. I'll drag this image over here, and there we go. We went from about 7 megabytes down to 760 kilobytes, and the whole process happened locally on my own network. Now for this, I set the quality to 50% for this optimization run, but you can adjust the compression and several other settings in the app down below the image upload area on the page to get the results you're looking for each time you need to compress some images. Of course, the key advantage here is that your image never leaves your control. You're not uploading to unknown servers. You're not wondering what's happening to your files behind the scenes. The entire optimization process happens right where you can see it. So before we get into the installation of Mazanoke, just a couple of quick notes. First, I'm not the developer of this app. So if you run into issues with the app or have suggestions for the app or whatever, I won't be able to help you nearly as much as the developers of the app will. So there will be links to their website and their GitHub repository down in the video description. Also, this app does have the option to run it via Docker, but it also has other options to install it as well. And we'll take a look at all of those later on in this video. So if you're ready to give this a try, let's take a look at getting Mazanoke up and running, first in Docker, and then we'll take a look at a couple of other options as well. Now, if you're comfortable with Docker, this is probably the cleanest approach to this whole setup. So let's take a quick look at this very simple Docker Compose file. At the top of the file, we've got services. This is very standard for a Docker Compose file. Under that, the service that we've got is Mazanoke, and the container name is also Mazanoke. Now, the image is being pulled from the GitHub container repository under the civil blur account with the latest tag on the end. The next line is for ports. This is how we will access this on our network. The default port that we'll access this on is 3474. If for whatever reason you're already using port 3474, only change the first instance of that number in this line. Don't change the colon or anything after it. Now, the one thing you may notice here is there isn't a volumes line here declared because there's no persistent data needed for this setup. The images are processed, you download them, they're gone. It's that simple. So no need for any persistent storage. Now, once you've got this set up either in your Docker Compose file or in your favorite graphical user interface, you can deploy it using Docker Compose up-D or by clicking the deploy button in your graphical user interface. Then you can head over to your Docker's server IP address and add port 3474, and you're ready to go. Now that said, if you don't want to use Docker, you can head over to the Mazanoke GitHub page, go to the releases section, and download the latest version directly. Once you've downloaded and extracted it, just open the index.html file in your web browser, and the application will run directly from your local files with no server setup required. There's also a third option that I've got basically no experience with, but you can visit the Mazanoke.com website, click the install button at the top of the page, and install it as a progressive web app or PWA, and this gives you quick access and even works offline once you've got it installed. And honestly, that's pretty much it. We've covered the potential security concerns with online image optimizers, and we've shown you how to set up your own secure alternative. Look, convenience is great, like it really is. And most of the online tools that are out there are probably fine. But when it comes to your images and your data privacy, having complete control over the process just makes sense. And Mazanoke gives you that control while staying incredibly easy to use, whether you're optimizing one image or hundreds. If you want more information about the image exploits mentioned in this video, I'll have links in the video description so that you can start your research into each topic. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this kind of thing. And of course, be sure to get subscribed if you want more content like this. But with that said, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for spending a few minutes of your day with me here today, and I'll talk to you in the next video.